Welcome to the Butler Live podcast, and brought to you live and in person. Craig Fronek is your host, and direct from Butler Automotive Group in Southern Oregon. We're talking about cars, trucks, and SUVs every chance we get. And I've got Aaron Nilsson in with us. He's with the creative services at Butler Automotive Group, and he finds himself all over all dealerships, the Ford, Acura, Hyundai, Kia. But today we're talking about the Ford Bronco, and oh my goodness, the Bronco demo has arrived. Aaron, you saw it come off the truck. What did you think?
We're actually shooting a video over at the Acura store, which is right next to the Ford store. And I was working with Junior, who's one of the lot attendants. And I was just getting some video of one of the Acuras. And we knew that it was going to be any day. And I kept looking. I'm like, maybe I should just hang out at my desk and wait so I can see through the windows when it gets here. And then it was Junior who looked over and he's like, hey, is that your Bronco? Kind of nonchalantly. Is that your Bronco? I'm like, I was like, it was like an audible gasp. I was just like, it is, it's the Bronco, it's the Bronco. I made sure I had the phone. I was like, give me the phone, give me that, please. And I ran over and got it as the driver was getting off the truck, and it was really nice.
Exactly. Well, today we want to talk about the arrival of the Bronco demo. We've also got the reactions of customers as they came in and test drove for the very first time. So we've got testimony and information from Meredith.
Talked to a couple of them.
Exactly. And then we're going to have later on one of our customers, I'm going to have him on the phone, Royal, and he drove it. And
it's our first-time caller.
Exactly. And so we'll have him on. Can't wait to hear his reactions to what he thought. He took the Bronco demo. It's a four-door in cyber orange metallic, the Badlands model with the 2.3-liter EcoBoost. And we'll talk about that. But really, it's finally here. It's arrived. It's now a reality for so many people. We're in August 2021, and Ford opened the reservations in July of 2020. These customers,
13 months they've been waiting for this.
Exactly. From reservation and seeing what it is. And you can still go to Ford.com. You can still go to Ford.com, click on the Bronco, and build your vehicle, make a reservation. It's very easy to go through. If you don't have a Ford account, they make you set up a Ford account with username and password. And then if you build a vehicle and you place the reservation, it's $100. And they're building currently right now. They're delivering to dealers all over the United States. And we've got a handful of vehicles that are being built this month. And of course, what has come into play has been the transportation on the rail system out to Vancouver, Washington, where then it's transferred to truck and brought down. But customers are super excited. Aaron, you saw the Bronco Badlands model come off the truck. They drive it up. Everybody, it has to be inspected, has to be detailed, has to be cleaned up, has to be fueled. So you let our service department and our detail department have it for a day, hidden behind closed doors, and then they bring it out. What did you think? What did everybody do?
I have to say that I was one of the most excited. I had to say that just because we've been talking about it for so long.
Sure.
But maybe it was just because visibly I just felt it. I just felt it's just how excited I was. Maybe other people were as excited. But hats off to Michael for his inspections. We're just dropping some names here for everyone there at Butler Ford, the detail crew, the techs, everyone who got this ready so quickly because of the excitement, and we wanted it out there for people. We were ready. We knew they were ready. Just hats off to them and how quickly they got that inspected and ready for everybody in the showroom the next day. It was within 24 hours. It was in the showroom already. They had it all gassed up, fueled up. It was all ready to go. And then people, even that day, we weren't actually having more technically like a formal viewing until the next day, but people were already coming in and going, oh, wow, people were so surprised, pleasantly surprised. and excited to have it finally in the showroom and to see it. And I was a mini Craig at that point since you were gone.
I was out of town, yeah.
Yeah, and so it was all on me. I was like, okay, and everyone was deferring to me, even though you would have been taking charge of that if you were here.
Well,
and they were like, look at that, Aaron's going to sell some cars today. And they were joking and going, oh, look, it's Craig. No, it's Aaron.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, what we knew from talking with everybody after a year's worth, and some folks didn't, reserve and order their Bronco till October or in January, whatever, but they still wanted it. We knew it was going to be so much excitement that they're all going to come down. So we had a day of viewing, and they knew it. And then we had a clipboard with signups so that they really want to drive. They get a full hour, drive it, go do what you want to do, and at least you're signed up. We wanted to be the most respectable with everyone's time. I didn't want a customer coming in wanting to see the Bronco and it's out on a test drive, don't know when it's going to be back, and the customer gets frustrated. So I really wanted to set that up, and I think it worked well, and you were there to facilitate it. I think you did a fantastic job. Everybody that I've talked to said the clipboard, everything, and Aaron was there and really helped customers with questions and showing them around. So that was awesome for you. I appreciate that very much.
And I think there was on Wednesday when we actually had the viewing, the day after a day and a half after we'd gotten it, the official viewing day, I was there. The Bronco was right in front of my desk, so it was easy, but it probably was a good 3 hours just there at the Bronco talking to people about it. Oh, also, hats off to Matt and Keith as well there, who set up a little station, and it was previously to build a Ford F-150. They set it up for the Bronco, so people there can now, in the showroom, put stickers and guides and everything. People can actually build a Bronco in the showroom as well now. Hats off to them for setting that up so quickly. But I was talking to so many people, and it was fun. It was exciting. I learned a lot. I had a lot of questions that I wasn't ready for, that I didn't know, that probably you would have known.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's awesome to see how people were excited about it as well, and get them out there, and it was received very well.
So the test drives, this is what we're talking about today. The reactions, the customer comments from the test drives. What happened on that first day of test drives? The customers mentioned to you their first comments, Aaron. What happened? What'd they say?
So seeing the Cyber Orange in the showroom is very different than seeing it outside. That was the main thing. They finally, people were signing up for those appointments for the test drives on Wednesday when it was in the showroom, and then I said, just wait till you see it tomorrow. When we got it outside under the sun, they were just like, ooh, this is actually really nice because it starts to glitter. You get that metallic popping through. That was one main thing. People also were pleasantly surprised with the marine-grade vinyl seats. So you have cloth, leather, and marine-grade vinyl options. They were just like, this is a lot nicer than I thought it would be. The height of it, people were just like, this is bigger than I thought it would be. And then people driving it, the soft top, to be able to fold that back, people were really excited about that and thought that was really cool. And just driving it, it had the main thing that really stuck out was just how powerful it really was. Being the 2.3 liter and a four-cylinder, really, people were like, no, this is fantastic. This is great. And I know we'll get to Meredith in just a second, but we'll lead to that. But I think that's the biggest things.
Here's the part that's so amazing. So the weight of this Bronco, anywhere from 4,300 pounds to 49 to 5,200 pounds, depending on the big engine and that type of stuff in the four-door with the heavier top. That 2.3 liter with the 10-speed transmission and the off-road rear end, in the Badlands, it's a 4.46, a 446 rear end, very torquey, and people don't realize the weights of these vehicles. The Ranger is about 46 to 4,700 pounds, and an F-150 Lariat is around 4,950 pounds, so right around 5,051. So you can see the weight. These vehicles are heavy, and that 2.3 is doing a fantastic job.
And again, you haven't really been able to take it off the lot
yourself.
You've been in it, I've been in it, whether people driving, but until you actually get to drive it, that's when you know that this thing really is capable and can handle itself.
The instrumentation, very clear in what's going on. The digital screen in front. The Badlands model, once again, has the rear locker, all those buttons up on the dash that are rubberized, that are waterproof. you know,
Because
everything.
this one has the washout floor, everything. You can just completely wash this out, and it's going to be fine.
It's going to be right. So Meredith comes in. She's placed a reservation. She wasn't sure. This is interesting. Young lady and her husband, they weren't really settled on exactly what model they want. They kind of have an idea, but we hadn't converted their order officially, and we're getting ready to do that. Just a matter of, but her reservation's in, and now she got to drive it. She was the first one. You were able to talk to her. In fact, you had an interview with her.
It was when they'd set up the appointment. I said, which one did you want? Because we had them all spaced out, as you mentioned. And they picked the 10 a.m., the very first appointment. And I was like, okay. I was hopefully they'll be able to be willing to do an interview. I want to talk to them. I want to capture this moment.
Exactly.
And so she agreed to it. So when they came back, I got them as they were driving off. And when they came back and then got to interview them, it was fantastic. Let's check it out right now. You want to check it out right now?
Absolutely.
You were the first person to test drive. You have a reservation, correct?
I have a reservation and I have an order, a tentative order, I guess. Not in the order bank yet, but.
And what kind are you looking at?
I've got a Badlands, just like this is, and I've got the Lux package in Area 51.
Area 51. So what are your first thoughts then? Because this is the first time you actually got to sit in, you actually got to drive it. What were your initial thoughts when you started going?
It's amazing. It has a lot of power and get up and go as soon as we got on the freeway. And I was really excited about that. It's definitely, the 2.3 has got enough power for what I need. So that was really impressive. And then we took it off onto some gravel roads and it handled pretty nicely and it was a lot of fun. And then when we put the top back, that was even more fun. And we just cruised down Siskiyou Boulevard and it was really fun. Not too windy with the top back. So it was great. It was a great drive.
How did this drive affect your thoughts or decisions in the Bronco moving forward?
It makes me feel so much better. I'm so excited. It's been kind of hard after you put a reservation in and an order and you have to sit and wait. And so being able to get in it, get behind the wheel and drive it just makes you, it's kind of like reassurance, like this is the right decision, this is what I want, and I can't wait to get it.
What would you say to anyone who is thinking about test driving it or is not even sure and like, maybe?
I would say definitely come test drive it because I think that's going to make your final decision. It drives really well for kind of off-road and just around town. It's great for anybody's uses. So I would say come test drive it and make the reservation.
And so you already mentioned it, but you did talk about where you all tested. So you went on the freeway, you got some gravel. You get any hills, anything that was up a climb and you felt the power that way?
Yeah, we went a little bit. We went out to Immigrant Lake, and so a little bit of a kind of gravel, a little bit of a hill climb. It felt really powerful. It felt really fun. And I kept thinking about, I should go to off-rodeo. So I can test it out a little bit more.
All right, and you're willing to wait for your Area 51?
I am willing to wait for my Area 51. I'm gonna hold tight for as long as I can.
And so that's really cool that she was there, willing to do it, just coming out of the Bronco after her first demo drive, and then we also have Royal, who's another Butler customer who signed up. Tell me about him.
He was the first of the next day. So the second day of test drives, he signed up for I believe he had that first one as well at the 10 a.m. And we'll talk to him and ask him some questions about that. But it was really cool because when I talked to him, he had, he was getting a 2-door compared to the 4-door. So people initially, I was asking them that. Just with Meredith, as you saw, she's getting a Badlands as well, which you just heard. And so this is perfect for her because she wanted to get a Badlands.
She's getting the Area 51 color.
Area 51, which is coming. Yes, we're getting that. That's the Area 51 is beautiful as well. So two of those unique colors, the Cyber Orange and the Area 51. I don't remember the color that Royal will get, but the main difference.
Antimatter blue.
Okay, that sounds right, actually. But the main thing for him is that I believe he's getting the 2-door, and so unfortunately the 4-door is going to be a little different than the 2-door. But it was exciting because he was able to get out and he got a video. He took it out to a place, which you'll see here in a second as well. And when we talk to him, we'll bring all that into play. But he had a property locally that he was able to test it out. And he was also very happy with it.
Okay, so let's give Royal a call and let him chime in on the Bronco and how his driving experience went.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, let's
First
do
caller.
this.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
This is Royal.
Royal, Craig at Butler Ford, and Aaron is in with me, and so thrilled to talk with you today. Royal, just so the listeners know, you have placed a reservation, converted it to an order, and then I notified you when the Bronco demo came in and the Cyber Orange Badlands model was in, and you were able to take it on a test drive, and Aaron was able to facilitate that. I want to get your takeaway and your comments for other customers, other possible customers that haven't ordered or maybe haven't been in to see it, what your thoughts were when you first saw it. And thank you, Royal, for being here today.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. Well, when I first saw it, I thought that was the right color to pick. Because that was the color I chose for my two-door.
Oh, fantastic. The Cyber Orange Metallic.
Yep. Yeah. So I was really happy to see that and be able to actually see it in person. Second thought was it's a bummer that it's a four-door because I would have liked to try my own size, but that's, it was still good.
Exactly. No, I get it. Well, here's the thing. The wheelbase on the two-door is 100 inches. The wheelbase on the four-door is 116 inches. So it definitely has a different profile.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be really something to see a two-door because I think that two-door is going to be, talk about the ability to go in and out of places. Now, you test drove it. What was your next thought?
My next thought was it's more comfortable than the Jeep I used to own.
Okay.
But it rode fairly similar on the highway, as in I could feel the road about the same way I felt the road in the Wrangler.
Okay.
And it definitely, you feel the road more than I can feel it in the F-150. Like the F-150, I feel like I'm driving a car almost. It's so nice.
Yeah, the F-150 is pretty smooth. Yeah.
And so a lot of my thought process in this has been, I want something that feels almost like I'm in the F-150, but I can open up the top like I was in the Wrangler.
Exactly.
And so that's where the Bronco came in for me. So feeling the road, I kind of expected that actually for a four-wheel drive vehicle that has that capability of what the Bronco's going to have. So it wasn't a surprise at all.
Right. And on this Badlands model that came in as a demo, they're 33-inch, but they're BF Goodrich TA radials. So these are top-notch tires, the best of the best as far as I'm concerned in that 33-inch realm, along with the Bronco. And then you went ahead and not only just did the test drive around the neighborhood, maybe up on the freeway, but you decided to get off-road a little bit, and we had a video that you posted that went off into a ditch. Tell us about that.
Yeah, was it like you said, an old property of yours, correct?
So yeah, that was a property that we lived on back when I was in high school. The house we were in is no longer livable, and they're cleaning up the property quite a bit, so it looks really nice. But there was a ditch there. It wasn't very deep. There were a lot of other rocks that they use for guiding creeks and streams and keeping them from overflowing the banks. And I really thought about going up on those, but then I remembered, hey, this isn't my Bronco. So I didn't do any rock crawling. But I did see the ditch, and so I was like, I'm just going to get a little video of it going up and down in it, and it's not that deep, but it was also not that wide. So it was a good, just down and up.
Yeah. Basic test. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Well, what I've seen off the drive events and at full speed, the Bronco has such a ability of the Baja Ready. And you did it slow because you were obviously respectful, and I appreciate that very much. But I also appreciate your video. I thought it was fantastic the way you did that. After you finished, what did you think?
I thought, wow, that was easy.
Yeah,
it looked like it.
Yeah, that was not as deep as it looked like just walking by it. So driving it in the Bronco, it felt easier than it would have felt just walking down and up it.
Yeah, the approach angle and departure angle, this is where the Ford design team has really done their work. What I'm so impressed with, even with these 33-inch tires, and also the Sasquatch package that'll have the 35-inch tires. They're giving the Bronco water fording depth of 33.5 inches.
Yeah.
So when you're talking clearance, and then clearance on the road is anywhere between 8 to 11 inches. That'll change with the larger tires. But to have it designed such that 33 inches, that means water in the cab, not so much.
Only almost 3 feet of water.
Yeah.
Wow.
Almost 3 feet of water. Yeah,
Wow.
that's I'm looking at, hey, let's go out to the Smith River, and I can now cross parts of the Smith River to get to a different bank.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you see a special spot you want to go fishing on, guess what? The Bronco will get you there.
No one's looking. No one's looking. Here we go.
Exactly.
Let's do it.
Well, Royal, for others that are considering a Bronco or hadn't thought about it, or something that hit you, what would you have to say about that to other prospective customers or just other off-roading enthusiasts?
I would say that if they've never had an off-road vehicle, don't expect it to ride like a car.
Okay.
Don't expect it to ride like a new truck. It is a very specific ride, and if you're looking for something that you're not going to feel, what am I thinking here? If you're not going to feel the little bumps they put in the road on Siskiyou and Ashland, for example, near the walkways,
Right.
You're going to feel those in the Bronco.
It's
so
designed that
be
way.
prepared for that.
Mhm.
Yeah, and cars, you might be able to go over them and barely notice. So just be prepared for that. Be realistic about what you're looking for. If you're looking for a convertible 4-wheel drive, this is the vehicle to do.
Yeah, with the full top off. We haven't explored that yet with the cloth top yet. I mean, it folds back, and then the 3 panels that are the soft plastic visible, both on left and right in the rear, those they have Velcro and they unclip and you slide those out. We haven't had that. We haven't gotten to that level yet. We thought about it because the top is then a safari top, or if you want to take the whole entire, top off, that's a pretty exciting piece as well. We haven't gotten into the doors.
It's a little bit of work, but haven't done it for any of the test drivers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you put it down at all? Did you fold it back?
I folded it back, and it was great. It was really nice to have that open air again, and that's been the thing that I've missed for the last 5 years while I've been in the truck. It's just being able to have that open air above me and really feel the breeze. I would say this week's going to be a great week for you guys to have that top off for anybody that's test driving. It's supposed to be super hot, and that'll give them a good idea of what it's going to feel like with a warm breeze.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and all of us, I mean, let's put it this way, Royal, we all lead pretty much a sheltered life, and I get folks that said they want to pull the top off. Oh, it's hot outside, and so it's interesting because this truly is this off-road experience that, and the trend is going that way. I was talking to Aaron before we came on air, and it was the mid-size pickup, the Toyota Tacoma and the Ford Ranger. These, the research and development with these millions of dollars, with the manufacturers knowing what people, feeling the trends that they want. And now the Bronco is really going exactly to that demographic as well. Don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's good to have choice.
There you go.
Choice is amazing.
There you go. Well, Royal, I just want to get your few comments on what you saw. You spent, about 30, 40 minutes with the test drive?
Yep.
Yeah, and...
Yep. I would have loved more.
Exactly. Well, here's the great part, that the official Bronco demo at Butler is going to be available for a few months. The official from the FCTP, it's a courtesy transportation program from Ford. It's a 4-month or 2,000 miles, type situation. And it really is designed to be there for customers to drive. So you are absolutely welcome to come drive it again. And if we get the top off and maybe doors off, kind of a fun, super exciting piece, then I'll definitely give you, send you a note and say, hey, guess what? Tops off, doors off, come drive.
Oh, I will definitely take advantage of that.
Okay, good deal. And another thing we'll probably post is the they provide a toolkit with the Bronco. It's a socket set, and they give you directions how to, the bags, and put the doors in the bags and put those in the back and tie those down and do all of that. And I think we'll probably jump into that at some point just to see it.
Definitely got to show people what that's like.
Exactly.
Yep.
Anyway, good deal.
Absolutely.
Well, Royal, thank you, sir. Again, I appreciate you as a customer, appreciate your time, appreciate your insight, and really appreciate you taking the extra time to find a ditch, find a ravine, and to video it. And it'll be on our podcast. We can't wait, and we'll have more to come. But again, Royal, thanks, and enjoy the rest of your day, sir. I appreciate it.
Will do. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you guys next time.
All
Thank
right.
you, Royal.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh man, I just got goosebumps just now.
Was that because of the air conditioning?
No,
I know.
no.
Yeah.
I just all the above. I just was so excited that Royal was able to do that for us.
And to be able to, I think it's one of those things where you hear people talk about it, and you just want to get into yourself, like get yourself into it right now, right? You want to get into it and just go for it, because you have not actually driven it, have you, off the lot?
I've been riding a lot.
Yes.
But I haven't got in and drove and got to do, so I'll probably do that very soon, just because I've deferred and let customers go first, and time constraints and things like that, and getting it back for the next test drive. So we've had test drive appointments. The times are opening up a lot more now, and it's just a matter of, we want to make sure it's ready, that it's fueled up, and the customers don't show up and it's out somewhere. In fact, that happened yesterday, and it was 5 till, and the customers were there waiting, but guess what? Showed up just in the nick of time, no problem. But for the second there, my eyeballs were going, oh no, but it worked out. So it was great.
And honestly, I think that we're talking about it, getting getting the doors off. And it's good practice as well for us to be able to see how that's going to work, or maybe you get customers there in person to show them this is how you take it off, and then to try that out. I mean, right now it's pretty smoky, but we're going to have quite a bit of sun. It being August, usually the hottest month, and really get that to people to see how that is, what that's like without those doors, and get out there. And he mentioned the 2,000 miles things, and we're going to get to that pretty quickly. Even just a couple days ago, it was already 400. People are really getting out there and enjoying it. It was just that mad rush in the beginning. So we're going to get to that. But thankfully, we have the second one, the second demo on its way. So that'll help.
That is going to be in Area 51. So that's that wonderful, I don't know if I call it a smoky blue or a slate blue.
It's different than when you're building it online and you see it in person. It is more like a blue pastel, almost-esque, chalky chalky blue-gray. It's something you have to see in person.
Exactly. And I actually really like it. It's a wonderful color that they put out. Was interesting, in one of the videos, they were interviewing the Ford engineers, and that was their favorite pick, was the Area 51 color. So it was very interesting to see that the engineers were gravitating toward that Area 51. So.
And it came out first with the Bronco Sport. Right? That's the first time we saw it in person when we had the Bronco Sports in the lot, and it looks really cool with a black top, I have to say.
Oh, yeah.
Probably would look really nice with a white top, too.
I think so. I think
any top. That's going to look great.
Great.
There was no one that talking to between Meredith, Royal, and everyone else. No one was ever, poo-pooing everything. They were just very, very excited and happy and surprised about how great this actually was, and to be in person.
Here's one that I found that a lot of customers were very concerned about. These tall gentlemen, that headroom and having enough room for their legs and having the seat elevate such. I'm telling you what, I was shocked at the amount of headroom in this Bronco. The manual seats, they can crank up. The only way to get power seats is with the leather package, and that also gives you carpeting as well. So you have to kind of go, carpeting in front row, second row, and cargo area. You can get rubberized, all-weather mats and cargo area covers. Okay, fine. And I'm going to have to make my decision about what I'm going to do with that. But the marine-grade vinyl seating, and then the headroom and the leg room, even in the second row, it's designed such that you've got headroom and leg room. I'm 6 foot. I had no problem in the second row. headroom's fine. I had a customer yesterday, he's 6'3", and most vehicles are a problem for him. He got into the Bronco. He was thrilled. In fact, he goes, I like it more than I thought I would. That was his comment.
That is, a very common phrase that I heard as well. And I think the tallest person I had sit in it was 6'4". And that was one of the big things. They were always looking up and kind of using that standard tap on your head and then up to your back of your hand to the roof and going, wow, no, everyone is comfortable. Especially when you throw the top down. No one's going to have a problem with that because it's completely open air. And that's what you want to do with this, right?
Well, we wanted to bring this to you today live after we've talked about the Bronco so much, and now we've got some resolution. Now we've got some finality to it. It's the next phase. The demo has shown up. People can put their hands on it. They can lift the hood. They can see the engine. They can hear it. They can look at the craftsmanship inside and out. They can look for all the Easter egg little hidden gems that Ford has put on, all of the customization and the accessories now that are available.
Yes.
And the bolt heads. Have you seen that where it says Ford Bronco? Any of the bolt heads that have that are designed to come off and be customized. And they have accessory points listed and,
Was it so there's 225 as of right now accessories on accessories.ford.com, and there are so many little different things that you can do and really trick it out and make it so cool with the tables in the back and drawers and those for the bolts and the lugs and spare tire covers and roof racks and other racks and
how about the pod
dog
lights?
Seats and pod lights. You can add light bars,
the winch
sound
up
bars,
front, the brush guard.
winch. What else? I mean, there are so many. If you look around this, you can see where all the different bolts are that you can just undo that, place something here, switch that out. It's pretty amazing how many accessories there are for this thing.
And one of the things that between the Bronco Sport and the Bronco, there's 225 accessories. But if you purchase at the time and install, they're covered under the Ford warranty, which is a fantastic opportunity for just something that's, could go wrong. It just doesn't matter. But
because you're probably going to travel, right? I mean, mostly people, I think, if you get the Bronco, you're going to go to some other state, probably some other place. And if you get far away from your original dealership, you're covered still. If something happens, you're out over in Colorado driving around, right? And something happens that you bought with the accessories through Ford, and it's under the warranty. You can take it to that closest dealership and probably save your trip, right?
I mean, a warranty is only as good as the people that back it up, and you have to obviously read the fine print, and hopefully it all works fine. But, the electrical, but the winch, these accessories are expensive, but they're also fun to have. I had a customer that came in and ordered the racking for their kayak, and the best part is it's made to fit the vehicle. So you can actually plug in your VIN number once you get it, and you can see all of the items that will actually fit that vehicle. There's not any guessing about what it.
You don't have to worry about it or be concerned. It'll work.
Exactly. I got this piece in the mail from Ford related to the Bronco, and I think it's part of their advertising script. It says, Aaron, you got to just humor me on this. There's still some wild out there, those grayed out sections on maps that map makers haven't gotten to yet. It's down here. It says places where cell service and calendar reminders don't exist, but you have to get out there and look for it. And this is this piece of Americans, of citizens, of customers. They want to get out. They want to disconnect. They want to go and be gone and not be harassed. And they got to get off the trail. Here's where they continue. It says, something that's not happy until it takes you through whatever creek or snow or mud or mountain trail or dune or logging road or landmark with death in its name. You need a Bronco built as wild as what you're looking for. I mean, I think Ford is paying homage to the original Bronco and the lovers of Bronco from 1966 and the ability that they have, the off-road. I've heard customers say, I didn't realize how fun this was. I visualized taking my family out here. And it's camping, but with a vehicle. How many people are set up to just go to a campsite and be happy with it and maybe back their boat into the water or an RV, and that's it. It's, a little piece of pavement, you hook up your electric. Now, getting off the beaten path and getting out there, I think it's a bigger trend than we knew.
That Ford even knew as well. I think it was just underestimated. And talking to people, because one of the accessories you can get is a tent on the top. You can put a tent on the top of your Bronco Sport or your Bronco and go that way. You don't need an actual site to go to for sure.
I've got customers that want the refrigerator that plugs in the back. I've got customers that wants the tent, the overland style that literally just flops out, from the roof, flops over. You have the aluminum ladder. Voila, your tent is up on the roof. Amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's cool, too, because I talked to a few people. I think 3 people have current Broncos from either 60s or 70s. They're getting this one as an addition to it. They haven't got rid of them. And then I think 2 other people who had sold theirs and are just kicking themselves right now that they did sell theirs, but they're getting a new one to replace it. So people who have an original and they're getting a new one to add to their collection of Broncos, and so many people who have said it drives like a Bronco. Anyone who's ever been in one, they said this drives like a Bronco, like it should. That was another common comment that I heard as well.
Very well.
So Ford has really done a great job to pay homage to that, like you mentioned.
They've done it. It's very capable. Well, that wraps up another weekly podcast for us. Aaron, thank you so much for being in and really, truly appreciate all your hard work and effort and being on the front lines with all of our customers coming in, driving. Anyone listening, we've still got the Bronco demo here, so come on in and check it out. However you find us, you can find us with an email, butlerlive@butlerman.com. You can also call the Ford store, 541-482-2521 during normal business hours. Of course, we're open 7 days a week, Sunday 11 to 5. And whatever you need, we're here for you. We're always talking cars, trucks, and SUVs, and reaching out, getting the information to you that's reliable, that's honest, that you can count on. And we so appreciate your listening time. So whatever we can do to make your lives better, we will do. And again, Aaron, thanks so much. We'll wrap up
My pleasure.
And call it good. And we'll be here next week. So find us, whatever it takes.